Hello everyone and welcome to my beginner guide for the sniper class. Now the reason I'm calling this a beginner guide is because I'm mainly focusing this guide around the casual game mode. However, these tips can also be applied to competitive as well. This video will be cut into multiple sections which I will list on the screen. Check the description for timestamps. First, I'm going to cover the 3 types of aiming styles there are when it comes to playing sniper. However, these could be applied to other types of hit scan weapons as well. Firstly, there is prediction. Prediction aim is where you place your crosshair where you think the enemy is going to be, and when they walk into your crosshair, you fire. I would usually use this when an enemy is walking in a predictable way, for example in a straight line, and I want to easily hit them. This is a very simple and effective method for shooting a target. When it comes to prediction aim, there are 3 simple steps. Number 1, set your crosshair at the enemy's head level. Number 2, place your crosshair in front of the enemy, where you think they are going to walk. And number 3, when they walk into your crosshair, you fire. Now, let's see where these 3 steps apply on these bots. When I see the engineer, I immediately place my crosshair at his head level. Now I know he's going to be walking in a straight line, so all I have to do is place my crosshair in front of him. And when he walks into my crosshair, I shoot and I get the kill. Secondly, there is tracking. Tracking is basically when you place your mouse upon the enemy's head and, well, track it. That's pretty much what it is. To be honest, I think this is the worst type of aiming style, as it is very similar to prediction aim, but is generally slower. However, there is another use for this type of aiming style, and this is when you are charging up a shot. When you are tracking the enemy, your crosshair is always on them, meaning that when your shot is charged, you can just click on their head to deal the damage. And with body shots, it's even easier, as you have a much larger area to track. Now, like before, I'm going to show you some gameplay of a tracking shot. Okay, so I see the demo and I place my crosshair onto his head. As you can see, I track his head with my crosshair and shoot when I'm ready. Finally, there is flick aim. Flick aim is the type of aim people will naturally do, and I think is the best way to aim. Flick aim is when you flick your crosshair onto the enemy's head and shoot. Flick aim can be used in any scenario, but is hard to learn as it is based on your muscle memory. If you want to get good at sniper, you must be able to master this type of aim at any range, as this is the most effective and versatile way to aim. If you play against better players with better movement, this can be used as it does not rely on you predicting the movement of the enemy. Now I think doing a flick shot is pretty simple, so I'm just going to show some gameplay to show how to do a flick shot in a real scenario. As you can see, it is very simple. All you have to do is place your crosshair at around about the enemy's head level, and then just flick your crosshair onto the enemy's head, and then just fire. Now, I'm going to cover mouse sensitivity. Mouse sensitivity is quite important, as a sensitivity too high, too low, or one you're just not comfortable using, can heavily impact gaming performance. Although sensitivity is mainly personal preference, you should try and stick to this one simple rule. You should be able to do a full 180-degree turn without having to lift your mouse. This is important because as a sniper, you'll be a big target for spies, so having the ability to easily turn around is vital. This is also a good way of making sure your sensitivity is not too low or too high. If you are unsure about which sensitivity to use, I would recommend just getting into an empty map and start messing around until my rule is being applied, and then make minor adjustments until you are comfortable with the sensitivity you are using. I would also recommend using TR Walkway, as it is a great map to adjust your sensitivity with. With positioning, there are a couple rules you should follow. Number 1, you should always have enough distance to avoid being immediately killed by a power class like a soldier or demo man. You are a sniper after all. Number 2, you should always be able to quickly move to the left or to the right to avoid incoming rockets as well as the bullets of enemy snipers. Number 3, you should always have an escape route where you have quick access to other teammates as well as to things such as health and ammo packs. Number 4, you should always have a large line of sight so you can track where the other team is. Now, I'm going to discuss an extremely good sniper spot on the map, PL Upward, and I think this is a really great way to showcase these 4 rules. Let's start with rule number 1, and as you can see, there is a huge distance between the enemy blue team, who would be coming out of the spawn and pushing the cart, and between you and your team. It follows rule number 2. As you can see, there is space to move to, as you can easily move to the left to avoid incoming bullets. As you can see, it follows rule number 3, as you can easily just jump off the ledge or walk down the stairs to avoid incoming fire. It also gives you direct access to an ammo pack and a health pack.
In 30 seconds.
Finally, it does follow rule 4, as you cover 2 out of the 3 spawn entrances for the blue team, and you can see anyone coming directly towards you. Something I want to briefly mention is that you should always be changing your position, and I know this might be a bit tricky, especially after finding a nice cozy camping spot, but it will actually help to avoid becoming a predictable and prime target for the enemy team. Now, I'm going to be covering damage values, and damage values are basically the amount of damage you do to each class in TF2. When you zoom in as a sniper, you'll build up a charge gauge as you stay scoped in. The greater the charge, the more damage you will do. A no scope will have no charge. There are 4 main damage values you only really need to worry about, and don't worry, it's not confusing. When you hit a body shot with no charge, you will do 50 damage. When a body shot is fully charged, you will do 150 damage. When you hit a headshot with no charge, you will do 150 damage. When you hit a headshot at full charge, you do 450 damage, which is actually enough damage to kill any class in the game, even with overheal. This is all important to remember, as if you know this, on top of the full health of each class, you will know exactly how many shots will be necessary to kill them. Take the Heavy for example. It has a base health of 300, requiring 2 no-charge headshots to be killed, or 1 fully charged headshot to be killed. However, an overhealed Heavy will need either 1 fully charged headshot, or a staggering 3 no-charge headshots to be killed. This is where initiative comes in. You will have to use your initiative to figure out the best way to kill your target. When it comes to target priorities, generally speaking, medics and snipers are on the top of your list. A medic kill could stop a push, and killing other snipers will stop them from killing you and your team. Along with this, any players directly attacking you should obviously be given priority as well. After this, powerful classes like heavies, demomen and soldiers should be taken care of due to their massive damage output. The rest is just common sense and good decision making, and always keep in mind what would benefit your team the most, an important medic drop or killing an AFK engineer. It generally depends on which players are going to be most annoying to your team, and this changes with each match, so always use a bit of common sense. As well as that, always be on the lookout for obvious spies, as their position should always be in the back of your mind. Spies are one of the biggest enemies of snipers, and can be a real pain to deal with, but there are a couple of things you can do to prevent them from killing you. You have to first understand exactly how spies kill you, and I know this seems fairly obvious, they just stab you in the back, but spending a few matches playing as a spy killing snipers will help provide insight into how spies play, opening your eyes on how to recognize and deal with them in the future. When it actually comes to identifying spies, you'll find that they are usually disguised, and will behave very strangely. Firstly, they will usually go in the opposite direction of the objective, going directly to your spawn, or more importantly, towards you. Another thing they will do is that they will usually go straight for health and ammo kits, obviously to increase their cloak duration and health. Something that often happens is that they will actually be disguised as you, or the buddy right next to you, so keep a keen eye on any player that does any of these sorts of things. Now that you know what to look out for, here are a couple useful tips on how to take care of those pesky spies. Firstly, don't just concentrate on your targets. Turn around every 10 seconds to briefly search for any red flags and to see if anyone is creeping up behind you. Secondly, always spy check teammates by shooting them, and if they run away, you know they're a spy. Lastly, if you still get killed, try using the Razorback. It will make spies think twice before stabbing you in the back. Now, when you actually see and fight a spy, always keep your distance, being wary of corners. Being familiar with some of the Trickstabs will make you more aware of any of the tricks they might try and pull. Most likely the spy will try and use their cloak or dead ringer to run away. Look for nearby ammo/health packs and try shooting around those areas. If you're really struggling, utilize the Durati to track them down when they go invisible. When it comes to dealing with snipers, try and kill them before they see you, meaning you have to take a stealthy approach and utilize interesting positions, and also be willing to change these positions as well. When confronting them directly, always make sure you have cover to hide behind, and keep your crosshair at head level. At the end of the day, it's just a contest on who has the better reaction time. However, there is one good trick to help you beat them. When you see them, zoom in and suddenly zoom out. This will prompt the other sniper to shoot first, and once they have shot, you can easily and safely get the kill. Getting your enemy to shoot first is a consistent way of making sure you win these fights. When it comes to loadouts, there is a great variety of weapons at your disposal, but for this guide I will just give 2 great loadouts. Here's the first loadout. Okay, the first loadout uses the stock sniper rifle, as I think it is most definitely the best sniper rifle in the game. The Razorback is good for preventing backstabs, and the Tribal Shiv is great for tracking spies who are getting on your nerve. I recommend playing very passively and staying close to teammates. Loadout number 2 is a bit different, still using the sniper rifle, but the Durati and Bushwhacker combo as well. This combo will allow you to more aggressively fight spies and enemies in general in close quarters. I would recommend this for more aggressive and slightly more experienced players. When it comes to settings, I recommend you download a config. This is basically a set of commands that run as soon as you load the game, and are used to lower the graphics to make the game run more smoothly. Along with this, they usually come with network settings that can be adjusted, which are incredibly useful to use. I would highly recommend you check the description to check how to install these. There will also be a recommended config as well. Now, to practice, I would recommend doing 2 different things. Firstly, use TR Walkway to get comfortable with the class, and get used to aiming in peace. Secondly, practice on the casual game mode. The players are usually pretty bad, and it is quite a, well, casual atmosphere. Please remember, practice makes perfect, and if you are struggling, keep trying, you'll get better eventually. Well, that was quite a long video, and I know I haven't uploaded in quite a long time, and I am sorry, but I don't think I'll be able to upload until the summer holidays, and this is because I have really important exams to worry about. Anyway, enough about that. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.